From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Evening News Blast. WESA Pittsburgh is reporting Pennsylvanians are protected by federal anti-discrimination laws, but state-level laws for marriage, employment, and housing are still inconsistent. Local laws in Pittsburgh and other places have anti-discrimination ordinances that afford protection to LGBTQ people, but there is no state policy. State Representative Jessica Benham says that needs to change. Benham has tried to pass marriage equality and non-discrimination laws in each of her 3 terms. But while the measures found success in the House last year, the Republican-controlled state Senate didn't take them up. According to Representative Benham, if the government is going to be involved in marriage, then any pair of consenting adults should be able to determine that they want to be life partners and have all of the protections that come with that. She went on to say, I don't believe that marriage equality should be a partisan issue. I think we all have folks in our lives who benefit from marriage equality regardless of political ideology. Her marriage equality bill in the current session has 1 Republican co-sponsor, Jamie Flick, and 4 Democrats, including Democrats Latasha Mays of Pittsburgh and Malcolm Kenyatta and Danilo Burgos of Philadelphia. But the measure, like Benham and Kenyatta's non-discrimination bill, has yet to be considered in the House Judiciary Committee. Squirrel Hill State Representative Dan Frankel first introduced such an equal opportunity bill back in 2001. Because Harrisburg lawmakers haven't been able to pass a simple anti-discrimination measure, it proves we have work to do that is beyond just marriage equality, said Brandon Wolf, National Press Secretary for the Human Rights Campaign, an LGBTQ advocacy group. Threats to LGBTQ people also extend beyond that issue as well. Sue Kerr, like other advocates who spoke to WESA, said they also are anxious about potential court rulings on whether states have the right to ban kids from undergoing gay conversion therapy or if transgender girls have a right to compete in school sports. The potential decision on conversion therapy is a very good example of how things have spread, Kerr said. The Supreme Court's 2022 Dobbs decision, which reversed a half-century legal precedent asserting a constitutional right to abortion, demonstrated the court's willingness to upend the legal landscape. While the effect of that decision was muted in Pennsylvania, it had a much more immediate impact in states with long moribund abortion bans still on the books, laws made newly relevant by the court's decision. But policy experts say Davis's case is unlikely to cause the same kind of disruption, even if the court hears her appeal. It's more likely that it would be a case of religious exemptions for people whose faith opposes same-sex marriage rights rather than going straight to overturning Obergefell or weakening same-sex marriage, said Caleb Smith, director of LGBTQ plus policy at the Center for American Progress. In 2022, Congress passed the Federal Respect for Marriage Act, which requires states to recognize same-sex marriages passed in other states. That legislation was a preemptive step, as Obergefell is still the law of the land, said Angela Giampolo, a Philadelphia attorney who serves the LGBTQ community in estate planning and family law. Giampolo said the bill made it through Congress because of a provision supported by conservatives, which permitted states to opt out of issuing same-sex marriage licenses themselves, though they would be required to accept licenses issued outside their borders. Under the terms of that law, the repeal of Obergefell would still allow same-sex couples and Pennsylvanians to be married, though they'd have to do so outside the state. I don't think the Kim Davis challenge is going to be what brings down marriage equality, Giampolo said. That does not mean I don't think people should be on edge around the state of marriage equality. She referenced a Supreme Court ruling last year, State Department v. Munoz, that was blasted by immigration advocates for deferring to a government decision not to allow a non-citizen spouse to enter the country. Some legal scholars worry that the decision could be cited as a precedent to later rule against LGBTQ couples. What happened over the last 50 years with Roe v. Wade? The death by 1,000 cuts. They chipped away at Roe v. Wade. All Dobbs did was push it over, Giampolo said. All the more reason for the state to clear up its own laws while there is still time, said Smith of the Center for American Progress. More than 20 states still have same-sex marriage bans on the books, he pointed out. That's when states have a really important role to play to proactively provide those protections like Pennsylvania could. Anyway, that's News Blast at this hour. If you're watching our news videos on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.